In this great sporting summer, we've seen glorious defeat for the English football team in Euro 96 and heroics from Tim Henman at Wimbledon. Can England's cricketers maintain that sporting feel-good factor by clinching their first Test series win since 1994? That was when New Zealand were the visitors. Welcome to Trent Bridge for this Cornhill Test match, the third of the series between England and India. And a big opportunity here for a revitalised India, who came so close to winning down at Lord's. They might have got through in the last afternoon to square the series. Well, very important will be the pitch on which the two teams play. And here's Tony Lewis now for the toss with the two captains.
Good morning, Azza.
Morning.
It was no sooner ahead than you leapt in and said we'll have a bat.
Well, that's right. It's a very good batting cricket. I've played a couple of matches here. It's like a batting paradise. Hopefully, we try to get the advantage of the toss and get a big total and put the opposition under pressure.
Now you've got a couple of spinners on your side, haven't you?
Well, that's right. The wicket is very dry, and then we thought a spinner would be more essential than a medium pacer.
No one's ever come back, having been one down in a series in this country, three-match series.
Well, you can never say anything in this game of cricket. Hopefully, we'll try our best.
You'll always smile, won't you?
Okay, yes, have to.
Okay, thanks very much. Michael, good morning.
Hi.
Disappointed to lose the toss?
Yeah, I don't seem to have much luck at the moment, but that's the way it goes.
What about the team?
We're going to play Mark Elam for Ronnie Irani. Ronnie's done really well for us, I think, in his two games, but traditionally this pitch is the flattest of the season, and we just feel that we need a fifth bowler here if we're going to win the match, and that's obviously what we're looking to do.
And trying to grab some of the conditions, I suppose there's a crosswind, but it's a bit of a gale, isn't it?
It's a bit blustery. I mean, hopefully the wind will settle down. Hopefully the rain will stay away as well, and we can get a full day in.
And you hope you win the series, of course.
Yeah, we're one up, but we've gone into this game with a positive lineup. We want to try and win the series 2-0 rather than just hang in there.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Just confirming those two teams, England with Atherton as the skipper, Stewart in the side because Knight wasn't fully fit, Hussain, Thorpe, Hick and Mark Elam making his debut. Good cricketer, good all-round player, and he has already played limited overs internationals and hopefully will do well here. Russell, Lewis, Cork, Patel, Min Patel, the left-arm spinner from Kent, comes into the side. He played at Edgbaston also, and Mullally, the left-armer. Salisbury's gone back to Sussex, and the Indian side, Rathore, Mongia, Ganguly, Tendulkar, Azharuddin, Dravid, Manjrekar, Kumble, Srinath Prasad and Venkatapati Raju. Now here's Geoffrey Boycott with his pitch report.
Well, we've got a typical Trent Bridge pitch here, no grass at all, flat, and I can tell you underneath it's really hard. I'm not sure how flat it is. I wouldn't say it's spirit level flat. The cutters have just got a few undulations, but because there's no grass around, it really is hard, no dampness. You'd want to bat first. I think there'll be a bit in it early on for the seamers, seam up, but I can't see where it's going to turn unduly, even over 6 days. There'll have to be a lot of sunshine to dry this pitch out, and really all it does then, when the sunshine comes out, it makes it slower and flatter and better still for batting. So all in all, you'd have to win the toss and bat like India have done.
Now the umpires for this game, George Sharp is making his debut in Test cricket, and KT Francis from Sri Lanka will be the international umpire. The third umpire is David Constant, match referee is Cami Smith, and to confirm also that India won the toss and are batting. We join play now with the third ball of the third over. Rathore is the man taking strike, Chris Lewis is the bowler, and 2 runs are on the board. A stroke. Although there's been quite a bit of rain here, the outfield is fast enough, but there's been enough moisture on to allow Cork to get round. Oh, well bowled. He's got away with it off the thick inside edge, but that was all but through there.
Yes, it was a very circumspect forward shot, but at least it went down. He just stopped his shot in time.
The rain is coming down out there at the moment. The two umpires will take a good look at it. Umpire George Sharp has a decision to make very early in his Test career. And umpire KT Francis will be donning a cap or a hat in a moment. Well, he's given him, and it's come off either the shoulder of the bat or the finger, I'd say probably the right hand, and low down. Just flicked the right glove, I think, on the way through to wicketkeeper Jack Russell. Straightforward enough catch.
Well, he really didn't make any effort to play at it properly. He just sort of felt his way and it flicked the glove. It's one of those decisions that you feel you've been strangled out by the bowler.
But it was quite clear from the close-up replays that that ball in fact did come off the right hand. Umpires George Sharp on the right of your picture and Kandaya Thurugnana Sampanda Pillai Francis on the left of your picture. One wicket down so far, the wicket of Vikram Rathore.
All along the ground.
Yes, Dominic Cork threw his hands up, thinking it just might have gone off the edge a little bit, which it did, but I think it went more off bat than the edge. All along the ground, square past gully. Didn't go in the air.
Just over Jack Russell. That was the same sort of delivery that was good enough for Vikram Rathore at the start of the innings. Mongia couldn't keep control of this one.
The batsman had to sort of get up high to try and defend it, and to defend it in an area that's awkward. It's right up there, it would have hit him in the heart, under the armpit.
This one coming off a thickish outside edge from Nayan Mongia. Luckily for him, finding the gap between the two gullies and into the fence for 4. Not in total control of that shot. It's out. Mongia goes 33 for 2, and that's how the team job works at slip. Goes to Hick at second slip, and Jack Russell says thank you very much. Yes, just what India didn't need. He was lucky the previous shot, he got it along the ground in the gap between the two gullies. Not this time. Again, you see his feet long away from his body, the bat, and getting the outside edge. Hick, of all people, missing it on the first occasion, but Jack Russell making no mistake. 33, and it's not quite the start that India would have wanted, having won the toss. Opening batsmen out for 4 and 9, respectively. And so much, as ever, rests on the shoulders of this little man, Sachin Tendulkar. Sighs of disappointment from the crowd as the ball went through Atherton in the gully. Let's have one more look at this, because certainly the ball was played uppishly towards Atherton in the gully, and that looks like a drop. Definitely was, and no wonder Michael Atherton was disappointed. And getting the thickish outside edge, not in control of the shot, Ganguly. Ball not quite carrying to the slip fielder, would have been a terrific catch. That is a beautiful delivery from Dominic Cork. The first real delivery we've seen that have swung away from the batsman, drawing Tendulkar into the shot. Very lucky not to get the edge. Top delivery this. And that's the kind of delivery he'll be looking to bowl more often. Good ball to bowl first up. coming back into the right-hander, surprising Tendulkar. Runs in that for Tendulkar. Just a couple for him. He hasn't middled many yet, but wouldn't take him very long to get settled in this sort of pitch. So the 50 comes up. 51 for 2, the India score. Ganguly's 32 not out, and Tendulkar is 5 not out.
Now that's a little more assured. Ball moving away from the right-hander, and he got that one off the meat.
Well, it was a quality shot, because that wasn't such a bad ball at all. Just short of the length, maybe just outside off stump going away, and the batsman played a majestic shot.
That's a fine shot.
Yeah, this was a lovely shot. Just a good, firm off drive. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Placed it nicely wide. The bounce helped the batsman rather than the fielder.
Another very good half-century by the young man. Good, solid effort.
Just a wonderful treat for the people here at the ground at Trent Bridge.
Well, that wasn't so beautiful. That was a model victory for the bowler. Slightly thickish outside edge. He bowls more balls like that, then he's going to get wickets. That was an absolute beauty. And that's what they want to see. That's a cracker, isn't it? Made him play just outside off stump, went through at a nice zippy pace and moved off the seam.
Timed that perfectly. That's an indication the outfield is quickened up after the overnight rain and the showers we had this morning. Not quite timed perfectly, but play with a very straight bat. And that one to bring up Tendulkar's half-century. A glorious drive through extra cover.
Indian captain, I should nip upstairs quickly and find out what he had for lunch and serve it to Tendulkar quite often.
Could have been caught, but I don't think it brushed his fingertips. It was a fierce drive from Ganguly.
Well, those 200s he got, one at Lord's and one at Hampshire, giving him a tremendous amount of confidence. Just gets down the pitch, gets to the ball and just gives it an almighty smack. Doesn't seem to mind it going in the air, he just hits it that hard. Well, I said he's found his range since lunch, and I think anything the England bowlers give him, he's just going to clonk it like this. Just stand there and deliver it.
Bravely gave it some air, but the footwork was perfect. Ganguly drags this back shoulder into the shot. Extra bump with the bottom hand, but it was beautifully played. Splendid timing. There's a man back there. Much more defensive field arrangement at this particular stage. But the 150 comes up for the loss of 2 wickets. That's Graham Hick, the fielder. Well, there's a big appeal. No, says Mr. Francis, the umpire from Sri Lanka. One more look at the appeal. The ball going with the arm down the leg side. Tendulkar trying to turn the ball. And there you see it clearly missing the bat. Well, lovely shot by Tendulkar. Few paces down the pitch and just sort of wafted the magic wand.
Well, he's not going to allow the bowler to dictate terms, deciding to come down the track there, not quite to the pitch of the ball, and that's why he ended up dragging it.
Brilliant fielding. That's the best of England's fielding today.
This was really smashed by Tendulkar, but look how quick Nasser Hussain gets down there, and one action throws it back to the bowler. Terrific stuff.
Oh, well bowled again by Lewis, and the outside edge, agony for the bowler. And another slice of luck for Tendulkar.
Well, there is no second slip. And that's the area where Tendulkar got this ball to go. It's rather surprising because the conditions are overcast now. The sun isn't out.
This is the sort of shot that the bowlers have got to bowl for. It's a poor shot. It's a lack of concentration or a bit of overconfidence. And I think that's your best shot, really, as a bowler on this pitch. When two good players get in, like Ganguly and Tendulkar, he's hoping when they make a mistake like that, and it was a mistake, that he actually get an edge.
Ganguly playing a loose shot. A wide delivery from Mulali. That seems to be his strategy after tea.
Nicely balanced, beautifully timed and beautifully placed. Warmly applauded by this Trent Bridge crowd. A handshake from his partner. And that's Sachin Tendulkar's 10th Test match 100. Over the top. One bounce. And it's all looking rather easy. Almost as though he kept himself on the leash until he made the 100. And just allowing himself some freedom now. Just dropping short. Beautifully bowled by Mark Elam. Nice little slow delivery just outside off stump.
It was really well bowled. He manages, even with the ball now 65 overs old, he's managed to seam it and just swing it a little bit.
Got him. Well, he's caught him, but Katie Francis has rather preempted all that by calling no ball.
Well, I think from Tendulkar's reaction, he heard that call quite early. He never made any effort to move to the dressing room after nicking it.
Just short of Dominic Cork. First ball around the wicket from him. And it just tangled Ganguly up. Started off to play it slightly on the onside, got a leading edge. And it was just too short for Cork.
And that lady's been waiting for the rain all day, but it came for 29 minutes earlier on, but since then, just look at the clothing. Absolutely appropriate, I promise you. It's been freezing out there.
More runs added up to the close of play. 287 for 2 it remained. Rathore out for 4, Mongia for 9, Ganguly 136 and Tendulkar 123. 15 extras And that is a great performance from the Indians after they won the toss and batted on this excellent strip. The bowling figures for England, they all worked very, very hard today. Only the 2 wickets there, one for Lewis and one for Cork. Mullally bowled pretty well. Elam, 12 overs for 35, playing in his first test match. Patel turned the ball a little, but had 67 taken from 16 overs. Perhaps not quite what Michael Atherton had in mind. And Hick and Thorpe bowled just 5 overs between them. So during the course of that innings where Ganguly made a century, he joined a very, very select group. There's Bill Ponsford. Of the second day's play, we had a lot of fun yesterday. Not so much fun for the England bowlers because they faced an uphill struggle against those 2 in-form Indian batsmen after the 2 first wickets had fallen. This is the way the card looked at the start of play on the second morning. 287 for 2, Rathore out for 4 and Mongia 9. They were the 2 dismissed early, both caught by Russell of Cork and Lewis respectively. And then 136 for Ganguly in terrific form once again. Tendulkar 123, 15 extras, 287 for 2. The England bowlers stuck to their task well, but it was a very good pitch and they weren't able to get through apart from the 2 men at the top there. Lewis 1 for 52 and Cork 1 for 70, although Mullally did bowl well in his 20 overs, 4 maidens and no wicket for 46. Now, Geoffrey Boycott had an interesting pitch report for us yesterday. He said it was going to be a very good batting track. And here he is again on the second morning.
Second morning and a better day for cricket. That blustery breeze has gone and it's lovely. We look at the pitch, it's changed colour for the better, just whiter and flatter. These follow-throughs here, they're not going to bother anybody, they're much too full. This is Mullally's follow-through, the left arm over. This is too wide, and what we've got is the pitch that's virtually unmarked. You can hardly find a mark on it anywhere. The spinners aren't going to get anything out of it. The seamers maybe a little bit, and all in all it's just flat, good for batting, even a better day, better atmosphere for batting. And if you got out on this surface, you want to lock yourself in a dark room and cry all day.
Thank you, Geoffrey, and there could be a few more problems for the England bowlers there on this second morning. Well, Alan Mullally is in the middle of a very, very good spell from the pavilion end as we join it. It's the second ball of the third over and he's bowling to Ganguly. 1 run has been added to the overnight total.
Bowl. They did that a couple of times yesterday to Ganguly, did the seam bowlers. Got a little bit of bounce, wrapped him on the fingers, and nothing went to hand.
It's always nasty to get a blow on the fingers, isn't it? There's already some strapping on those fingers. And that was a truly awkward delivery, just the right height to be really awkward for the batsman. Another blow, another bit of pain for the left-hander. It was pure self-defence. Ganguly gone without adding to his overnight total. And the new batsman is Sanjay Manjrekar. Nicely played though. Right up in the slot, just push through it. And Sachin Tendulkar, fully alert the situation, comes back to make that an all-run 4.
Pitched outside. Pitched outside. It's the old problem for the left arm over. Might have hit the stumps, but pitched outside leg stump. Well, there's an attempt here for a run out. That pitched outside leg stump. The batsman just walking a little bit. The fielder trying to run him out.
Well, good reactions. Not out, but well worth a try. Manjrekar had overbalanced just that little bit as he played the shot. Manjrekar appears to be unaware of the possible threat, but he's done the right thing anyway. That's through him. It was up there, and Sachin Tendulkar decided it was there to be hit.
There you see the indication from Tendulkar of the uneven bounce that's in this pitch sometimes. But the 300 comes up, and that's why the applause is rippling around the ground. Fine shot. It's full toss. You can't really blame Mullally. He's gone round the wicket now, where he bowled extremely well yesterday, bowled a very good line, and had Tendulkar playing and missing outside off stump. So he's made a first attempt at that, but no length. Full toss. Well, fortune favours, as they say. Flying top edge down to third man. Sachin Tendulkar will say, "No, you naughty boy." But, didn't like that. But 4 runs.
Well, they say flash hard when you do it. And he gets a top edge here. No chance for the slip fielders.
That's right through the gap. Sliced away by Tendulkar. Sprint by Chris Lewis, no avail. So that's 4 more runs to Tendulkar.
Making Tendulkar drive here. Getting the thickish outside edge, but because he was leaning forward, the ball went along the ground.
Oh, well bowled, beautifully bowled, wonderfully fielded. Very good cricket by England, and this is why Cork is such a wicket taker. Slightly slower ball. Bringing the batsman onto the front foot a little bit too soon.
Boxing Tendulkar there, making him play a little early. And the leading edge almost carrying to that man at mid-off, Mark Elam.
That is beautifully bowled. That's great delivery from Dominic Cork. Batsman didn't do anything wrong. He was drawn into the stroke. It's a classic. Not a ball Dominic Cork will wake up in the middle of the night beaming about. Still had to be dispatched. Well, it's not far away, but I doubt if it came back far enough. It was well bowled by Cork, the alternative to the outswinger.
Brilliantly bowled. This really caught Tendulkar napping. And I'm not too sure about that. When it hit him, I reckon that could be out. Look, when he hits him, then he shoves the knee further. And where the knee finishes doesn't matter, it doesn't count. He's on the move, you see. He's never really got into the bend of the knee.
Now that's pleading, and that's anger.
Well, you can see the players turning around to look at the big screen here and wondering why that wasn't given. That ball just nipped back a touch, didn't get very well forward. This is from the stump camera. Gets close, does Dominic Cork. That ball just nipping back, and I think the umpire's just worried that he's going down leg side.
A very good 3 overs from Dominic Cork. Nice contest.
Well, he's in a good spell at the moment, he's Cork. Some absolute beauties there. And he keeps turning round and looking at the big screen. He can't believe it. He's passed him on the inside, the outside. Got him padding up. Oh, those are beauties. Nothing wrong with the forward defensive, except he didn't get the bat to the ball.
255. They're the stars, Ganguly and Tendulkar. This one's produced 35. It's a slightly uneven looking graphic of the partnerships at the moment. He loves that shot. Plays it very well. He's a good cutter. Plays the other shots well also. But it was a little bit of money for old Rope.
Well, I mentioned it's far too short, is this? think he's moving the ball well, Mark Elam, but you've got to get it in the right slot. See how wide and short that is.
What a way to go to 150. Nice, juicy, full-length delivery, but perfectly played. Sachin Tendulkar reaches yet another milestone.
Well, yet another landmark in a glittering career for young Tendulkar. Lovely way to bring up that 150.
Well bowled. That wasn't far away from Nasser Hussain in the gully. Just seemed as though for once Tendulkar wasn't in control of the shot. Nonetheless, it's 3 more runs to him. And the score moves on to 339 for 3. So close. That's the way it's gone for Mark Elam. He's produced a lot of good deliveries. He's got the ball to move around. Got the ball to swing both in and away from the right-handed batsman. And a stroke of luck for Sanjay Manjrekar. Over the top. Well, this has been a very fine spell by Dominic Cork. Uncertainty every other ball here.
It's been a really good spell by Dominic Cork here. Again, getting a little bit of extra bounce. Again, finding the top edge. And over the slip cordon for another boundary for Tendulkar.
Great shot from Sachin Tendulkar. Dominic Cork doesn't really deserve that. He's bowled very well. He's had Tendulkar in trouble. But it's the mark of a good batsman.
Well, again, looking for that extra bit of swing to find the outside edge, but this time the ball finds the center of the bat. Beautiful balance here. Nice follow through. 4 runs, moment it left the bat.
That's a good shot too. Nicely timed by Sanjay Manjrekar.
So after that tough period initially, runs beginning to flow for the Indians.
Four runs. Just played there intentionally by Sanjay Manjrekar. A bit of a late dab.
Well, he's played this one late, tapped down on it, rolling his wrists over, and another boundary for Manjrekar.
That's made it through the gap. Desperate dive from Nasser Hussain wasn't quite enough.
Well, he's been attempting this shot for quite some time now. Finally gets the width to use his arms and get nicely on top of it. Gets the placement right as well.
Thank you very much. 6 runs. Actually, Manjrekar did well to get it that far.
Well, this was a full toss from Min Patel, but Manjrekar still had to hit it, and he's timed it beautifully because it was a low full toss, and he's cleared the fence by a long way. 6 very valuable runs.
We were lucky this morning as regards rain, but there's a light shower coming across now. Wonderful square drive. There's no better stroke when it's played to perfection, and that is precisely what happened there. just the lovely little flick of the wrists. There's a man out at point, and give you an idea of what a good shot that was. He had no more than a dozen yards to move away to his left-hand side, and he couldn't do it. Beautifully bowled. It's been an impressive performance by Mullally in this innings. He bowled well yesterday without much reward, and today he's been moving the ball off the seam. It's in the air and should be out. Is out, and Elam has his first wicket in Test cricket, and Min Patel goes back and across to take the attempted pull shot from Tendulkar. Just as Geoffrey Boycott was underlining yesterday, sometimes Elam hurries onto the batsman, and he certainly did there.
Yes, and good luck to Mark Elam. Somebody deserved a little bit of good fortune, because it has been all India. A nice, neat, simple catch, really, by young Patel in the end, but splendid innings comes to an end.
New batsman is Mohammad Azharuddin, the skipper of the Indian side. Comes out at 377 for 4. With not many runs behind him in this series so far. And they get more for that.
Well, this is a good example for any youngsters watching that unless you really have a genuine chance of running the batsman out, don't throw at the stumps. See, Azharuddin was home very comfortably, because if the ball hits the stumps and ricochets off, you're just going to give the opposition extra runs, and that's precisely what happened.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Min Patel at short leg somehow has caught that ball as it flew towards him. No luck at all for Mohammad Azharuddin. No chance to redeem himself, whatever the pitch here.
See this one here, just bouncing a bit, hitting him high on the bat, but you still got to catch that. A very good reflex catch from Min Patel. One day is delighted, and a breakthrough straight away for the England captain, bringing back Chris Lewis, and he's done the job.
.385 for 5. The new man at the crease is Rahul Dravid. And the pressure now on the batsman. Over the top, very safely, and 4 runs. Always safe if you just help it up and over.
Well, he certainly gave this one everything, did Rahul Dravid. Intentional shot. Flashing hard at it and getting his first boundary.
The 400 comes up. So India still in a strong position, having won the toss yesterday morning and decided to bat first. This is just what they needed. Well bowled. Well worth asking the question. No, it's George Sharp this time who's turned it down. Dominic Cork asked many similar questions of Katie Francis at the other end.
Well, the thing to look here is how well forward Manjrekar was and whether it struck him outside the line.
He wasn't too forward, and that really was a good shout.
And that's well clipped. The bad ball, or the overpitched ball, the short ball, the wide ball, has been clobbered. So they're in good form, and Mandraker particularly has been very watchful.
Yeah, he's just asking the ball to do a little bit too much. He has swung it, and he has seamed it a little bit, as Dominic called. Oh, that's a good shot. It's not easy to play, left arm over the wicket. Well, it was a good attempt, but not good enough in the end. But it was a nice shot. Left arm over the wicket is not easy. You've got to get your timing right. You're hitting it to the onside, and the ball's going to try and spin away from you. Mark Elam, the fielder.
Bright sunshine. Dravid moves on to 20, and this is Mandraker, who's played perfectly well, and this may well be his 50. Goes through to the second, and that's Mandraker's half-century. Good player. Short. I think a Dravid 1 minute driving off the front foot and the next minute on the back foot. He looks a proper batsman. Well, he's not only looking for his shots, but he's playing them very fluently indeed, and this is just what India needs.
Well, it's just a little bit too full. It's a splendid shot, though. The right line, a little bit full, and he really does whip it through mid-wicket. Gorgeous shot.
Got him. Min Patel has a wicket. Sanjay Manjrekar has gone for 53, trying to lock the left arm spinner over mid-wicket into the vacant outfield. And Patel has struck. 53 for Manjrekar.
So after a long wait, he finally gets a wicket. Min Patel. Sanjay Manjrekar looking to dance down the track and hit him over the onside field.
Anil Kumble is the new batsman coming out to join Rahul Dravid. Only 26 test matches for Anil Kumble. Gave it a lot of thought. The bowler needs to bring it back quite a distance. For a start, the ball has to pitch inside, on or inside the leg stump, and then it has to straighten sufficiently. That actually looked to be a well pitched up delivery, so it had a chance on those counts.
Francis here to make up his mind whether the ball pitched in line of the stumps, and it did. That in the end is a good decision. He took his time, nothing wrong with that, but that was plump.
The batsman is Shafiqul Srinath. There's an interesting little occurrence. Mullally, as he goes across, it's just a defensive shot and it just goes down. Now, just watch his hand. Well, there's a sarcastic little move from a player in just the opening stanza of his Test match career. Mullally might have picked that up from an occurrence in a New South Wales Western Australia match one day at the Wacker. in Perth, where a chap called Terry Lee was bowling to John Inverarity, who's a test player for Australia. And Lee did exactly that. Inverarity pushed one back down the pitch very slowly, and Lee went across and went to pick it up, and then wrung his hands in mock dismay and pain, just like that. And Inverarity walked down the pitch to the next ball and smashed it right into the very top of the member stand. His exact words I can't give you on a family program, but it was along the lines of, "Take that, you scungy New South Wales so-and-so."
Well, he's decided to take his chances, Rahul Dravid. He's lost a couple of partners, and here picking this one up nicely from middle and leg stump and hoiking it over mid-wicket.
That's helped on its way. And carries. So Srinath is out. Dominic Cork is the man underneath it at third man. Well, I wouldn't say this was exactly planned as an early ploy after tea by England, but it certainly worked for them. Short and wide outside the off stump. Dominic Cork making absolutely certain. And that's a shame for India. Srinath, the man who can wield a meaty bat, he's gone for just one. That's what India needs. And Min Patel just not quite able to make it round in time. It's a good shot from Dravid. That's a very fine shot. Not an easy shot to play. Most batsmen will tell you that. Trying to get the ball straight down the ground off the toes. And the extra reward he has, it also brings up 50 for Rahul Dravid.
That's a very good stroke for 4. Not too much glaring and staring at the moment.
A little bit of width here from Dominic Cork, and Rahul Dravid here has given it the real hammer.
Got more shouting going on out there, but the umpire is singularly unimpressed. So is the batsman, for that matter.
Well, Chris Lewis definitely thought he got the batsman out, but in the end that's a very good decision from umpire Francis, because that's hit Rahul Dravid on the sleeve.
That's very good cricket from the two batsmen. Not quite so good from the fielding side. The 500 comes up, goes to 504 now for the loss of 8 wickets. That's a good performance, and the 50 partnership between Rahul Dravid and Venkat Prasad. And this is the last delivery where they got Prasad off strike, pushing it out into the bird area. Lewis throws, and Mullally can't get it.
There's a man back, but he can't make the ground. It was a beautiful drive. Straight, full face of the bat. And Patel had a run from long on to long off and never made it. Oops. Must be miles out. George Sharp calls for it. Very, very optimistic run taken there by Prasad. I think he believed he was Linford Christie. Alex Stewart. A mile. You can see George Sharp's eyes riveting on the throw. Did the throw hit the wickets? It did. David Constant is the third umpire. Good while it lasted. Venkatesh Prasad. 13 runs, but a partnership of 60, so a very valuable contribution to the Indian total. 5:13 for 9. SLV Raju. But of course, the strike had rotated. That's a terrific blow from Dravid. So maybe Prasad's sacrifice was not in vain.
That's it. Beautifully taken by Jack Russell. The end of another very good innings by Rahul Dravid. Out this time for 84. It was a thickish outside edge off the bowling of Mark Elam. But the keeper was equal to it.
That's a very good performance from India, 521. They got themselves into one or two little problem areas there today, but finished up with some good performances from Dravid, 84, to follow his 95 in the Lord's Test match. 53 from Manjrekar. That was a very important innings for him. There's a lot of competition for those middle order places now. And the two century makers, Ganguly, who did all his scoring yesterday for 136, and Tendulkar, 177. 521 all out, including 38 extras. And the bowling figures for England: Lewis 3 for 89 from 37, Cork 1 for 124. There's no justice around there because he bowled really well at different times in that Indian innings. Mullally, I thought, did well. 40 overs, 12 maidens, 2 for 88. He certainly does waste his short pitch delivery at the moment, but better will come from that with more experience. Elam and Patel each broke their duck as regards wickets in Test match cricket, and they did a good job their first match, and it wasn't easy out there on what was a very flat batting track. We join the England reply to that 521 now in the second over. No runs on the board as yet, and Prasad is the bowler. He's bowling to Alex Stewart.
Big shouts.
Well forward here, Alex Stewart, and the ball also striking him just outside the line of that off stump.
That's through. That was a chance. Definite chance to second slip. Well, this would have been the dream start for Javagal Srinath.
Well, if India has to put pressure on England in this series and try and come back, they have to take catches like this.
Oh, that's right through him. Inside edge. Alex Stewart's going to get 4 runs for it, but he was late on the shot. Beaten for pace, it seemed. Four runs this time. Under control. The bat angled. And the ball always on the ground.
Oh, inside edge, I suspect. Otherwise gone and forgotten. As it is, he lives to fight on the third day of this Cornhill Test match at Trent Bridge. Quite a few alarms there for Michael Atherton and Alex Stewart, but they got through okay in the end. 32 for no wicket. It's always going to be difficult for batsmen coming out there for a short period. The bowlers can give it everything, and the batsmen know they have everything to lose and very little to gain. The three bowlers who worked out there for India: Srinath, Prasad and Kumble, and nothing in the fourth column there under wickets. Swinnart none for 14, Prasad none for 16 and Kumble none for 2. So after 2 days in this Cornhill Test match, England 489 behind, India 521 and England 32 for no wicket in reply. The English climate may not always be to their liking, but the Indians certainly warmed to their task yesterday, reaching 520. Shavagal Swinnart and Venkat Prasad both bowled well yesterday evening in a dangerous spell that had Mike Atherton and Alex Stewart struggling to survive. He can also call on the left-arm spin of Venkatapati Raju to support Anil Kumble on this 3-day-old Trent Bridge Test pitch. Well, welcome to the highlights of the third day's play of this Cornhill Test between England and India. We've had a couple of good days so far. India very much in the ascendancy, and this is the way it looked at the start of the third day. Atherton on 21 and Stewart 10. I can assure you that not everything was sweetness and light out there. They struggled, they played and missed, but they're still there, and that was the important thing. 32 for no wicket, and the bowling figures for India, just the 3 men used. Kumble bowled 1 over, and Swinnart 6 overs for 14 was desperately unlucky. So too Prasad, 4 overs, 1 made and none for 16. And this is the match situation with England 489 runs behind. Now Geoffrey Boycott with his pitch report on the third day.
Third morning, India have a big total and somehow they've got to bowl England out. We know the seamers are going to do a bit of damage, but what about the spinners? They've got 2. If we look at these footmarks here, there's one here that Kumble might hit. He's a bit quicker of the 2 spinners, and this is a little bit shorter in length. He might hit the edges of this and cause a few problems. I think this one is not full enough for Raju, but if we go over the other side, the left arm spinner, here is a footmark. If he bowls left arm over from the pavilion end, he might hit the edges of this and cause a few problems bowling over the wicket. The rest of the pitch is flat and good still. I think if it stays overcast, the 2 seam bowlers for India have got to do a bit of damage early on to get England under some pressure. Otherwise, it's a flat pitch.
Geoffrey Boycott there with some advice for the Indian bowlers, who yesterday looked to be in pretty good form. We join it now with the 5th ball of the first over. Prasad is the bowler. Alex Stewart has taken strike, and 1 run has been added to the overnight score. Well bowled.
There again, a tentative push outside the off stump from Alex Stewart. No real footwork.
Shouts yesterday, but in similar fashion to that one, the batsman has got himself outside off stump. Not by much, but it doesn't have to be much. Nicely stopped. I suppose you could say not completely stopped, but good anticipation. You've got to have wonderful reflexes there. That short leg roll drive at the man just in there 3 or 4 yards from the bat.
But he definitely has saved a couple of runs here because it was nicely timed by Atherton.
Change of mind from Atherton. He was going to play the pull or the hook. Altered his stroke.
A good example of how a short delivery should be used. Surprised Atherton there.
Good shot for 4.
Really pounced onto this one. He had the width. Found the gap between cover and point. That should do his confidence a world of good.
That's well bowled too. No ball. Call from the bowler's end.
No ball called there, but definitely surprised Atherton.
50 up for England, so that's a good start. Not without an alarm or two, I can assure you. But they've hung in there. And the flower pot men are with us. That's Ben at the back. Good looking one. Bill's the guy in the front.
Big shot there for OBW. Not out. Atherton moving quite a long way across in front of his stumps. Just gets away with that.
Well, this is pretty close because Tony Lewis said Atherton had gone across the stumps. That was very close because you can still see that leg stump. Can't get anything closer than that.
And that's a good shot. This time Atherton moving across in front of the stumps, but making firm contact with the bat, and the 4 coming through square leg.
But gets into a nice position to play the shot, and a lovely piece of timing.
Srinath continues. Stewart has 15. And the no ball is met by a very attractive off drive through the gap. And they run 4.
He always has been a very good timer of the ball, but this is the first one from Srinath that is of fullish length. And Alex Stewart playing through the line and in the gap.
Oh, dropped him. It was high and required a perfectly timed leap in the air by second slip. Azharuddin's the man. Nothing's gone right for him. Desperately grasping for that.
This is an absolute snotter from Srinath. Beautifully bowled. And ball just eluding Azharuddin. He's one of the best fielders in the Indian team, and he would be disappointed. Didn't really time his jump right.
And that's the sort of stroke play that Stewart is just beginning to play. Lovely straight drive, 4 runs. Well, that's a little bit of luck that he needed. A woeful misfield at cover. My word. Raju is the fielder, or non-fielder should I call him. Certainly won't please Srinath the bowler.
Yes, I don't think Raju wants to get too near Srinath when he's tossing the ball back. There might be a few choice words there.
Done a fine bit of bowling by Srinath. Reminds me very much in the style of the bowling of Richard Hadley, who could always produce a quick, much quicker ball, a shorter ball, and even though the batsman looks well set, suddenly he's in a hurry again.
That's through. The short run brought something of an edge, but also brought 4 runs. That's through the gap, and that's going to be 4 runs. Michael Atherton just getting into the shot nicely with the gentler medium pace, able to get that foot further across, get into position quicker than he has done maybe against Srinath and Prasad this morning. That's a good shot. Well, a little patience always pays. Eventually, someone like Raju is going to offer something slightly different. This was it. Just wide enough, just short enough, and beautifully played. Just short. And Mike Atherton's going to pick up one for it.
Well, when he hit this, Michael Atherton, I bet his heart was in his mouth. He sort of went through with the shot, didn't really hold back on it, and he was only a couple of yards short of the wide mid-off.
That's straight over the top of the keeper. One bounce, 4 runs. Maybe not the most certain way to go to 50, but it brings a smile from Michael Atherton. Might as well celebrate it, might as well enjoy it. Beautifully bowled. That's the way to come back. And whatever form Michael Atherton is in, this would have been a good delivery.
Perfect leg cutter. Beautifully bowled.
Pushed away, that'll bring up the England 100. Oh, great shot. Just waited for it to come to him. Lent into the shot. And although there's quite a healthy number of fielders on that offside trying to save one, none of them could get to it. Yes. Well, the run's flowing nicely here at Trent Bridge. Nice stop. Good teamwork. Ganguly and Rator with the men out there. That's a slightly better hook shot this time. Still worth 4. The one in the previous over from Prasad went over the top of the keeper's head for 4. This one went in the right direction, square of the wicket.
And nicely on top of this one is Michael Atherton, rolling his wrist, not trying to hit it too hard.
Nicely placed. Is the secret with that stroke. Didn't hit it hard at all, but just eased it away between the man at mid-wicket and then Kumble, who was at mid-on. Just short of the man at slip.
Very good delivery from Kumble. He gets a little bit of turn here. Going off the face of the blade, not quite carrying to the slip fielder.
Hazard there, struck on the ankle by Alex Stewart.
Mohammad Azharuddin's just going off the field for a bit of treatment on his foot.
Javagal Srinath now bowling to Alex Stewart. And 1 run, enough to take Alex Stewart to 50.
Good performance by Alex Stewart.
That's well bowled and out. Inside edge. Certainly in the opinion of umpire Francis.
Well, I'm not convinced that Alex Stewart hit that. A lot of appealing, but I think it came between bat and pad as he tried to play it a little bit on the up. And I think it clipped the top of his thigh pad, or his thigh more or less, his right thigh. I think we'll find that that's a pretty tough decision. It's a good ball that pitches, comes inside. I don't think he touched that. I think it bounced, cut back. And I would call that a roughie.
The new man is Nasser Hussain. Firmly pushed through that mid-wicket region. The Noah's Ark Appreciation Society. Deserved 4 runs from the moment it left the bat. There was just a moment's hesitation to see whether or not Venkatesh Prasad would get across to it.
Well, it might have been a good shot, but it was poor field in this. Any spinner on a good batting pitch needs to be supported by some excellent fielding. I feel he made a poor effort of that.
And this is a productive over for Nasser Hussain. 150 comes up. Four runs. Michael Atherton's timing pretty much perfect there. The field is up, the boundary is wide open and inviting. Runs really have come quickly since lunch. Nasser Hussain did well to get right on top of that and played it pretty confidently into that gap. Add some more. Well, this is frustrating for Srinath. He's not bowling badly, but Nasser Hussain has come in and seems to have found himself in perfect form right from the word go. Beautifully played. Every time that the ball has been up there on off stump and just outside, doesn't matter who the batsman's been since lunch, Hussain or Atherton, it's been exactly the same result.
That's well bowled. He's had no luck at all. Absolutely no luck. That's the bowler I'm talking about. Batsman's had a slice or two. Oh, that's a beauty. Even the bowler raised his eyebrows at that.
Well, very little Nasser Hussain can do here. This is an absolute chaffer.
Well, nice little touch. A smile from the bowler. And a bit of a mutter, but I suspect a good-natured one. And a full-throated chuckle from Nasser Hussain.
Well, how's that for variation? One earlier in the over was a fast leg break, and this one is a fast off break. cutting Nasser Hussain in half there.
Smart bit of stumping. A fine appeal.
Well, this seemed to be a predetermined shot from Nasser Hussain. Luckily for him, the ball not taking the edge. And also, he had his left foot grounded.
Good fielding.
Paddled around the corner by Atherton. Saurav Ganguly very quick to run across to his left. And in fact, when he has the ball in his hand, his leg has touched the rope, and that actually should be a boundary.
It should be 4. Tendulkar's gone across, and there we see the change of decision by KT Francis. David Constant is the third umpire. And the 200 comes up. He'll look for 2. And he'll get 2. So Mike Atherton gets to 99. And the chorus of England, England builds up around him. And that's it. Superb performance by the England captain. Dropped before he scored. Dropped on 34. Has the personal courage to battle it out. And a wide smile. He doesn't often treat us to a wide smile, but that's one. And the whole team right behind him.
Every time that ball's slightly overpitched, Nasser Hussain gives it everything. He's played another magnificent stroke away there through the covers.
Yes, he likes a little bit of width as well. This is full and wide. Need a lot. Probably a good foot. And he's onto it in a flash. I said before, he's an excellent player of spinners.
299 behind. England are going very well at the moment. And Nasser Hussain has reached his own half century. That's good innings. The outfield is faster this afternoon. Just races away there towards the pavilion. And it was not a bad shot. It wasn't all that much of an edge. 100 stand, more a little deflection. An extra man brought in on the offside, not totally to provide an attacking field, but also to take up the required half minute. That will mean this is the last over before tea. And that'll make sure of it. I don't know who set that field. Leg spinner bowling around the wicket. into the rough where the ball will turn, and no ordinary slip. The answer to my question is that it's Sachin Tendulkar.
That one turned a long way. A little bit of flight here from Tendulkar. Again, dragging it short. And on a wicket like this, we've said there's very little margin for error. Nasser Hussain is a good player of spin bowling. He uses the width of the crease well. And here rocks back on that back foot. Has enough time in the world to smash it through the covers.
Alex Stewart, Geoffrey Boycott. Lovely stroke. Beautiful footwork. You feel the timing. Not forced at all. 4 runs.
Well, it's the footwork that makes this shot possible. Lovely use of the feet. And no half measures.
And a big shout, and they all go up.
Now this has to be very close, because all the Indian close-in fielders went up. And from here, it does look that there was a slight deflection.
Umpire George Sharp heard nothing, saw nothing. And that might well be out. Well, that's fascinating bit of stumping there. Interesting to see if the ball was actually in the hand of the keeper, whether the ball actually hit the stump.
Well, everything happening in this over. Boundary, then an appeal for a catch behind, and now one for a stumping. But Hussain just getting his bat quickly. But still a very close call. I thought the square leg umpire would have asked for the third umpire there.
Four more. Still, that is the one major fault, Geoffrey, isn't it? When that ball is of the right length, this sort of line here.
Yeah, watch Michael Atherton how he gets turned round. Both feet pointing straight down the pitch, chest on, both shoulders pointing to the bowler. It's a horrible position, and yet the batsman, the England captain, has made 131 not out.
One run enough to bring up a 150 partnership between these two.
Well bowled. Again, the amount of times that bowlers on both sides have passed the bat, well, you would lose count. There have been that many times.
Good contest, that. Good contest all round. Srinath versus Hussain, and the ball versus Prasad. Hussain and the ball come out winners.
Good shot, real positive stroke play. Cracking shot at the back foot.
Oh, that's wonderful timing. He just stood up on that back foot and punched it through the covers. There is a man deep at cover point, but he could just be a spectator. He was just escorting the ball into the fence.
cracks that. Excellent to see how quickly he got into position.
Well, at Ganguly's pace, he cannot afford to drop shot on a wicket like this, especially to a good back foot player, which Hussain is.
A little uppish that, but into a space. And the applause is for the 300 coming up. Terrific shot. And that 4 takes him to 96.
Well, he's a player who seems to know his strengths. Here, lovely position, good follow through. There's always a gap behind the bowler's arm. The runs for the taking.
They've won in this, they're sprinting for a second. They've got a good chance of getting it. And they do. Nasser Hussain raises his arms as if he's on the runway about to take off. Splendid effort. 2 centuries in the series. Fighting his way back into Test cricket.
And England now have saved the follow-on with the last ball of this third day. A good effort. Fitting that Michael Atherton should have been the man to take the single there. And England now trail by 199 runs with 2 days to go. Rest day tomorrow. And saved it in style as well. 145, 107, 322 for 1. And Alex Stewart, the man out there, caught Mongia bowled Srinath for an exact half century. 20 extras and in good shape, England at the moment, having saved that follow-on. The bowling figures for India, well, none of them have reached 100. Srinath had no luck at all. 27 over 7 maidens and 1 for 82. Prasad, he went past the outside edge a bit as well, none for 78. Kumble and Raju, none for 62 and none for 45 respectively. And Ganguly and Tendulkar, between them 11 overs. State of the game after 3 days, England 199 runs behind. That is a very good performance on a good batting pitch, 521 all out. There was a bit there for the bowlers when you think of the number of times they went past the outside edge or found it and got no result. It indicates there is something there, but England did wonderfully well. And at the close of play, I had a word with Michael Atherton. Day 4 of this Trent Bridge by Sourav Ganguly. And replying for England were Captain Michael Atherton plus Nasser Hussain. Their second wicket partnership put on 192 runs to save the follow-on. And if England's middle order flourishes today, there could be pressure on India over the last 6 hours on Tuesday. A real blow to England this morning, though, was the news that Nasser Hussain has sustained a hairline fracture of the index finger of his right hand and won't bat in this innings. But still, England will need to push on this morning. Welcome to the highlights of the 4th day of this Cornhill test between England and India. A lot depending on Michael Atherton out there. And this is the way the scoreboard looked at the start. In green there, Nasser Hussain retired hurt. Could be in red because it's a danger point for England that one of their best players should be hurt in that way with the series against Pakistan coming up. He goes out with 107 against his name. Michael Atherton 145 and gradually gathered confidence on Saturday and was beginning to look very good at the end. 322 for 1. Bowling figures for India were nothing to write home about there. Srinath 1 for 82 from 27 overs and 7 maidens. Prasad none for 78. They bowled much better than that. They were going past the outside edge, well, if not quite regularly, then certainly from time to time. And they did a good job. There was a problem with the spinners, Kumble and Raju. No wickets against their names in that 4th column there. Now then, the situation at the start of the 4th day. England 199 runs behind at 322 for 1 against 521 all out. And out in the centre of the ground now with his report on the 4-day-old pitch, here's Geoffrey Boycott.
4th morning, it's blustery, overcast. Let's have a look at the pitch. We've had a rest day, we've had these heavy torrential showers, but the pitch has been covered. You can't really see anything. This is where the seamers are aiming at. They've got a little tinge of green, and that's about all. Little grassy bits are greened up, probably with the covers on and sweating and the rain overnight. But basically, if you look at this pitch, you can see all the ball marks, but really it's not dented anything. You can't really see where the ball is moving off the seam. Yet it does keep moving for all the seam bowlers, yet it moves too much and nobody seems to nick it. So all in all, it's still a flat, good pitch. I think the ball's still going to move, and it's odds on one when it does move, whether anybody's going to nick it. And if they don't nick it to slip, then runs are going to come at a fast flow.
Well, it still sounds as though it's a very good track for batting. There'll be something there for the bowlers in this first spell, and India must work very, very hard to get through these England batsmen. We join it now with the second ball. Ganguly is the bowler. He's coming in from the Radcliffe Road end, bowling to Atherton. 1 run has been added.
Well, that's the most pleasant start for Michael Atherton.
This really is a very good shot, in fact, from Atherton, because the ball was moving, so he had to get that front foot out to the pitch of the ball and leaning into it nicely. Good start for him.
Oh, so close. Atherton's 150 comes up. Extremely sketchy stroke. This went wide, second slip.
Again, some movement for Ganguly. Rathore diving there, not able to reach it. This is the kind of luck that the Indians need early on.
Another edge from Atherton. Another 4 runs. There you see the merit of the full-length ball. It was really well bowled, well up outside off stump. Might easily have got an edge to the keeper or to the slips, but in this instance it's another 4 runs.
Well, this has gone along the ground, but it's a thickish outside edge again. Third man is very wide.
The early lunch, maybe it's breakfast, followed by the lunch. Good stop. That's Kumble at mid-on.
This could well have been a boundary, even though Thorpe really didn't middle it. Good stop there by Anil Kumble.
I think this is the gentleman with the wine and the cheese. It's only difficult to explain to the wife when you get home. It's all of 11:25. Well, that's a poorish ball, but it was splendidly put away by Thorpe. Beautiful pivot and a nice short arm pull shot.
This time it wasn't that wide, and Thorpe gets into a wonderful position here. Just dismisses it from his presence.
Oh, another fine shot. Overpitched. The batsman who employs the minimum of movement, it all looks so simple when he middles the ball like that.
Well, everything correct about the shot. It was a half volley, but it still had to be hit. Beaten again outside the off stump, and he's seen that happening so often that now he's decided to strengthen the slip cordon. Again, the leg cutter, which he's bowled so successfully this summer.
Close, very, very close, but that's been the story of the innings, the story of the match, really.
Well, Venkatesh Prasad must be wondering what he has to do to pick up a wicket. Pushing at it off the front foot, and again, very lucky not to get that edge.
India's captain Mohammad Azharuddin is still off the field. He's damaged an ankle, and there's the captain, Sachin Tendulkar, has taken over. He's out there leading today.
Good stop. Ajay Jadeja, the substitute fielder.
Well, he saved 4 runs here because this was nicely punched away by Graham Thorpe.
Well bowled. Yes, again.
This is a very good delivery. He had to play at it. Just moving a little bit, enough to beat the outside edge.
That's a better shot. Just leant into it this time, Michael Atherton, and timed it away.
Now this is a very good shot by Atherton. It was in the slot. Nice still head, leaning into it, not trying to hit it too hard, just getting the placement right.
350 comes up for England. Stroke of fortune for Graham Thorpe. It's worth 4 to him. He's played 1 or 2 delightful shots this morning, Graham Thorpe, but a lot of it's been pretty uncertain. Everything looked good until the final moment there where the inside edge took over. Cheap, but effective. Nicely bowled. Very well bowled indeed. And it's amazing the number of balls that have done this, considering how placid this strip has been.
Well, it is amazing. It's more amazing that nobody nicks them. I mean, they're magic deliveries.
He's got in this time. Venkatesh Prasad has found the edge. That's the first change. And the next thing is someone's actually caught it. Michael Atherton finally goes for 160.
Well, he's shaking his head, is Michael. He's disappointed. He's one of the few that's nicked it, and it's actually been caught. I suppose he can't believe it. All the good balls that he played and missed at, and then the other balls he's cracked for 4s. Played a very good innings, full of character.
Graham Hick is the new man. And Graham Hick off the mark. Nicely stroked through the covers. Anil Kumble is leading the chase. Won't cut it off. Nice start indeed for Graham Hick, who's got a lot to prove in this innings. He's had a quiet time in this series. Hasn't hit form yet.
Well, they do things differently nowadays, don't they? On the finger. Quite a useful Yorker. And just a hint of a smile there from Srinath. Don't smile too much if you're bowling 9 overs on the trot. Well bowled. That was very well bowled for a man who's had just over 90 minutes of bowling this morning. He really let that one go. First few balls of the over, only at medium fast pace, and that one was bowled with beautiful body action, everything he had. Good Yorker. That's an excellent over so far from Shavagal Srinath. The sort of fellow I'd like to have in my team.
Wide of the crease, angled in to the left-hander.
Nice gentle straight drive from Graham Thorpe. And 4 runs. Raju couldn't quite get there in time.
in the slot for Graham Thorpe to play that straight drive, taking it on the full. And Raju not quite able to stop that boundary.
One hand on it, enough to save the ball going too much further. And the ironic applause and cheering acknowledged by Graham Hick. A nice little touch, that. His second scoring stroke in round about an hour's cricket. Well bowled. Even Sourav Ganguly can get that ball to lift from just short of a length, it seems. Second time this morning that Graham Thorpe has seen one just lob over the slips cordon. First one from Srinath, who one would expect it of, but not really from this man.
Oh, yes. He's got him with a big swinger coming into him from outside the off stump. The only thing the umpire would have had to work out is if it would have hit the stumps. But Ganguly has got this away swinging to the right-handers and the one that darts back at the left-handers. And he posed a problem or two at Lord's. Just a question of how far Thorpe was down and where it would have gone. Oh.
Well, I thought it was out, Richie. And so did he.
Now, Mark Elam is the new batsman making his debut in this Test match. You only get one for that. That man is placed there to take care of the short ball bowled by Ganguly. 121 behind now, England. Well done. Good stop. Still got two, but it was well saved. Just give it a rub, son. It'll be all right.
That's what they want. A few more shots like that. Get that scoreboard ticking over, get a lead, and get into the Indians tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a very fine shot from Mark Elam. Right off the meat of the bat. Too good for Jadeja at cover. Good shot from Mark Elam. That'll bring three more for him. Good delivery. Just swinging away. That's a test of concentration, really, for Mark Elam. It's nothing new from what we've seen of the cricket today, and Ganguly's always threatened to do this. Cutting away off the pitch. Good firm push. And good running. Mark Elam with the reputation before his selection for England in Test match cricket. A reputation for being a very fine one-day player, and that's one of the benefits of one-day cricket when it comes to judging runs, pushing for runs. And 4 runs, 2 short. All the normal rules of bowling still apply, of course. You've got to get the length right, especially at this sort of pace.
especially on a wicket like this. Look how much time Graham Hick has to go back on that back foot and smash it through point.
That's a good shot from Mark Elam. And should have been worth 4. Now, what's Rator done? It's an unusual injury, to say the least.
I just wonder if his shoulder has come out of the socket. He is holding it in extreme pain.
I suspect you might be right. It's very, very rare indeed.
But it has to be done quickly, immediately. And click, he'll hear a noise. And it might be back in. Yes. Big difference.
Well, if I were him, after all that, I'd be straight off the field, that is for sure. He's got a nice boring day fielding here. Any decent excuse to get off, and I'd be off in a shot. In the air and just over the top of Anil Kumble to mid-off. Geoffrey Boycott, that arch-attacking batsman, was advocating this earlier in the day. And now you can see the risks. Over the wicket, that rough to contend with. Mark Elam does give the ball a good thump, but you've got to time it right. You've got to get right to the pitch of the ball under these conditions. And if it does just stop on the pitch at all, just turn a little bit. Very easy for that ball to slice off, as this one did. And instead of being one bounce 4 into the boundary, just getting over Anil Kumble. Mohammad Azharuddin quite content, it seems, to watch from the pavilion, send out any positive vibes he can from there. Still nursing that badly swollen ankle.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Well, no disgrace had even been caught there. Beautifully bowled by Prasad. Manjrekar at second slip. Here, Prasad getting the edge, but the ball not carrying to Manjrekar. There it goes, up in the air, and there's a man under it. He's gone, and that's very well bowled. Srinath is a catcher. Beautifully bowled. No man was put back at deep mid-wicket. They took the chance on that, hoping to persuade Graham Hick to drive against the spin and perhaps a little bit out of the rough, which is outside the leg stump. And Graham Hick's poor form continues. England losing their 4th wicket with 444 runs on the board. So the 4th wicket is down. Nasser Hussain retired hurt, so we're down to the lower order, the second half of the England batting order. Plenty of runs potential there. Oh, that must be close. Must be close. Beautifully bowled. Interesting to see where this ball pitched, whether it pitched outside the leg stump or on the stumps, but like Tony Lewis said, very, very close. Now this has pitched on the stumps. It's just straightened out a bit. And Jack Russell must think himself to be very lucky. Oh, beautifully bowled. And up goes the finger. This time there's a little nick. Beautifully bowled. The LBW shout was from an in-swinger to Jack Russell. And that one's just drifted in and I think pitched and took off and away again. Well, suddenly things going India's way. They're finding the edge and it's carrying. This is a lovely delivery from Prasad. Out shout for that leg before with the ball coming in, and this one leaving the left-hander. Russell just playing inside it, getting the faintest of edges, and Mongia making no mistake. And 2 wickets falling on quadruple Nelson. to be absolutely fair to Chris Lewis. He's off the mark with a 4, nicely tickled down the leg side.
It gets into good position here to play this shot as Chris Lewis. Initial movement back and across. And moment Prasad drifted towards the leg stump.
Isn't that a beauty? He's been drawing Lewis into the stroke, just into the forward defensive stroke, pushing it out to cover, extra cover, mid-off. It's a chase for mid-on. An unavailing one too. Oh dear. That's a good shot. Nice straight drive followed by the one off his pads. Kumble will get it and they'll get 3 runs.
Edged away. Just past Mandraker at second slip. Don't know how many times we've seen that in this match, but it seems to be almost a rule of thumb. If there are 2 slips, the ball will fly past third slip, or where third slip would have been, and carry on from there.
Well, thick outside edge and wide of that fielder at second slip, Manjrekar.
Well watched. Well watched by Chris Lewis indeed. Just made sure that didn't spin back onto the stumps.
Well, this came back a long way and beat him for pace. Really had to hurry down on that. Kept his eye on the ball, didn't allow it to go back on the stumps. So tempted to stop it with his hand. Seen batsmen do that before.
Lovely delivery from Srinath.
How's that for variation? The previous delivery came back in, and this one a lovely leg cutter. Just holding its own, too good for Lewis.
Nicely bowled. And the frustration, it seems, just getting to Srinath.
It definitely shows on his face. He's beaten the outside edge yet again. And he's not pleased.
He's taken the ball. Question is whether or not it's come off the glove. And as far as umpire Katie Francis is concerned, it hasn't. Good delivery from Srinath. Very awkward height, awkward pace.
Well, this is bang on target, and it's come straight off the helmet. In the end, a very good decision again from umpire Francis. It'll be interesting to see if the ball did kiss the glove on the way. It was too quick for him. Even before his bat could come, it had hit the helmet and straight to Nayan Monge.
That's very close, and he's out. No doubts in George Sharp's mind about that one. That's a typical Anil Kumble type of dismissal. Rushing it through, hurrying it back into the right-handers with a bit of topspin, a bit of a googly even. And Chris Lewis patently late on this.
Beautifully bowled by Anil Kumble. He's foxed Chris Lewis here, looking to try and cut that one. The ball just hurrying on to him, hitting the pad first. And umpire George Sharp having absolutely no doubt in his mind that that would have hit the stumps. Well-deserved wicket that for Anil Kumble.
Dominic Cork is the man on his way out now to join Mark Elam. Thank you very much. Mark Elam reaches 50 in his first Test match innings. And he's played very well indeed.
Well, a gift here for Mark Elam, a full toss from Jawagal Srinath, but it still had to be put away. And he's done it in style. Taking it on the full, opening the face of the blade, and a nice way to reach your first Test 50 in only his first innings in Test cricket.
That's out. Curious end to the innings for Mark Elam. I suspect that ball might just have stopped on the pitch, maybe. Either that or it was a pretty good leg cutter from Jawagal Srinath. Just look for any signs of dust. I think there was just a bit of a cloud of dust there as that ball pitched. And the Mark Elam unable to keep it down. Nice simple catch to the substitute fielder, Ajay Jadeja. And so the end to a good innings from Mark Elam. Good start for him with the bat in Test match cricket. Min Patel is the new batsman. And a nice deft little late cut. That's a good shot from Dominic Cork. And a good stop too. Jadeja, the man right in the thick of the action, taking the catch at the end of the last over. Giving that down to 3, but nonetheless England reached the 500.
That must be very close. Very good shout.
Well, I said he's just said he's battled away all through this Test match with some really good deliveries. Had nothing really go for him. I think that just might have slid down leg side. I don't think that was a particularly bad decision by the umpire. You could see it cut him back.
Well, if I could wish any Indian bowler luck, it's certainly Srinath, who's had a wonderful series and has done this so often. He's produced a super ball, often found the edge, then it double bounces. He's found the edge and it hasn't carried. He's had them playing and missing.
Oh, nearly caught, but very difficult. Right off the middle of the bat. I wouldn't say that you're expected to catch those. You're not really there for a full-blooded push off the middle of the bat. He nearly caught it.
Well, I'd see that just out west of Broken Hill, but quite what you'd associate with the blistering heat here.
That's beautifully bowled again. He saw Cork coming down the track. Pushed it in a little quicker and shorter. That ball could have sneaked through between his legs there.
Oh, needed a hit, but it was well fielded. It was beautifully done.
For a man who's bowled a long spell all day today, Venkatesh Prasad, this is a very good piece of fielding. Quickly onto the ball, one action, picking up and shying at the stumps, and had that hit, Dominic Cork would have been out.
Well, no blame against the keeper there, but he's going to be blamed by the umpire. Goes down as byes. Very difficult for a wicket-keeper there, where the ball's landing in the rough outside the leg stump, and it keeps low as well. And you have top spin, but no side spin there. 521 for 7. Take the single there, and that's first innings points to England.
And that's on its way to a very fine leg boundary. Well, the man is posted round the corner there, backward short leg. Wasn't far away. Welcome relief. 4 runs from a big full toss. That's the first sign of life we've seen for a while. Pulled away. And that boundary brings up both the 50 partnership and the 550 for England. Just a pure long hop from Anil Kumble and into position very quickly.
That's a very good effort from England to get up to 550 for 7. Nasser Hussain makes it really 8 down, because he certainly won't play on the last day, about 107 before retiring hurt. That was a cruel blow for England. It certainly restricted their run getting and the pace of the run getting as the day went on. Atherton 160, and all those scores in double figures will have a big bearing not only on this match, but also in the confidence level for England in the 3-match series against Pakistan. Thorpe 45, Hick 20. Hick wasn't at his best today. Elam, a very good debut for him. Wickets and then a half-century. You can't ask for much more than that from a young player making his debut in Test match cricket. And then Lewis and Cork and Patel adding their runs towards the end. The bowling figures for India, and those 2 men at the top, very, very unlucky once again. Javagal Srinath, it's one of the unluckiest series I've ever seen from a pace bowler. 47 overs, 12 maidens, and 2 for 131 in this innings. And Prasad 2 for 124. Kumble and Raju and Ganguly a wicket each. So the state of play going into the last day, where it seems to me there's very little chance of a result now, with England just 29 runs ahead, but a good performance from their batsmen facing a very... bowlers, Javagal Srinath in particular, and Venkat Prasad. At the start of the last day, we've yet to complete the first 2 innings, so there seems to be little chance of a result. Well, welcome to the highlights of the last day's play in this series, the 3-match series between England and India, and England 1 up, and it looks as though they'll stay that way. This is the way the scorecard looked on the morning of the last day. 550 for 7 England, and the not-out batsman Cork on 24 and Patel 22, with Hussain retired hurt and unable to take any further part in the match. That for me was a cruel blow. I wanted to watch him continue that innings, but he was unable to do so. The century there for Atherton, 160. The bowling figures in that run glut: Srinath 2 for 131, Prasad 2 for 124. We've already said how unlucky they were. Kumble's not quite in form yet, 1 for 97. I thought Raju bowled pretty well, 43 overs, 12 maidens, and 1 for 76. And Ganguly, 17 overs, 2 maidens, and 1 for 58. That's the state of the match as we move into this final day. England 29 runs ahead. We've talked about the pitch, and Geoffrey Boycott now interviews the head groundsman here, Frank Dowling.
5th morning of the Test match. Ron Alsop has retired. Frank Dowling is the new groundsman this year. Now then, Frank, what about this pitch? 2 innings in 4 days. We could play a timeless test on it. What do you think? Is that good for Test cricket?
No, I don't think it is really. I would have preferred after the fourth day for the top to go a little and hopefully help the spin bowlers more.
So it hasn't really spun, it hasn't had any great pace, it's moved a bit off the seam. Can you inject more pace in it?
We can certainly try, but I think in the long term we've really got to look at replacing one or two of the wickets here at Trent Bridge. They have been quite flat for a number of years now.
You think they're a bit tired? They
Yes,
want
I do.
replacing a bit?
That's right.
They're digging one or two up at Lord's, aren't they, each year?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I think they've had the same sort of problem.
Right, so next year is Australia. That's the big one, the Ashes series. So everybody will be looking at that. Can you manage it by next year? A better pitch that turns later on, but has some pace for the seam bowlers.
Yes, we'll try as best we certainly will. But
try? Come on, Frank. This is the series. It's the Ashes.
We'll be doing something anyway. Something about it.
You'll be doing something. Well, I hope it's quick, because if we carry on with Test cricket on pitches like this, we will need 10 days for a result, and that is definitely not good for cricket.
Jeff Boycott there talking with head groundsman Frank Dulling, and we join play now in the first over. It's the third ball. Ganguly is the bowler. Patel is taking strike, and no runs have been added to the overnight total.
And that gets through. Long half volley, properly treated, 4 runs.
I like the grip. He knows what he's doing. No LBWs in this game.
In the air's caught him, and he's gone. So Ganguly finds the edge of the bat, flies the second slip, caught Manjrekar, and Min Patel has gone.
Well, he just played it a wide ball, really. It was just out there, wide of off stump. He could have left it. But tail-enders don't have the same sort of judgment as batsmen should have. And he was really just giving catching practice to second slip, and he took the opportunity.
And Alan Mullally is the new batsman.
Well bowled. Well bowled. He knew it was the last ball of the over. Cork and Mullally had had a little chat. Cork trying to tell him where he might pinch a single. And Ganguly tried to make sure that he couldn't get that single.
An all-rounder. We've already seen him batting. Left arm, slightly round arm with the bowling. That's a good shot. Seized on that very quickly. Didn't quite get it off the middle of the bat, but Dominic Cork will still pick up 3. That's very well bowled. Mullally has gone. Nice outswinger again. Well, you can't argue too much about what Ganguly's been doing. He's learnt quickly in Test cricket. He's been bowling several straight deliveries, and then the good one that leaves the right-hander. Very valuable ball. And Mullally has gone. The innings is over for 564. Good performance from the young left-hand batsman, who's done some good things with the ball as well. 564 all out for England, and those two men, Cork and Patel, did well this morning. Cork going through unbeaten to 32, Patel out for 27. Alan Mullally came in, made 1, and Ganguly took the 2 wickets. 564 for England. And the bowling figures for the Indians, Srinath and Prasad weren't used this morning. It was just Kumble and Ganguly finished up with 19.5 overs, 2 maidens and 3 for 71. And he's not going to be the fastest bowler you've ever seen, but he is developing into a very promising all-rounder to go with the excellent batting performances he's already put in. So that's the state of the game at the start of the Indian second innings. They're 43 runs behind. We join them now with the 6th ball of the first over. Lewis is the bowler, Mongier is taking strike, and there are no runs on the board. That's very well bowled, but has come off the pad. Good delivery from Chris Lewis.
And as we've seen during this match, the new ball in particular has gone through and has zipped about a little bit until it's got a bit softer after about 30 overs.
That's a lovely shot for 4 from Manjrekar. Perfect timing.
That's a good shot. Mark Elam after it will cut it off. .2,000 runs now then for Sanjay Manjrekar.
Quite sure what it is. He's nibbling away out there, but he's doing it with great gusto.
Good shot. No one down at third man. They're all up there in the gullies or on the slips trying to catch the ball if it's in the air. But that was all along the ground.
Well, this is one of his favourite shots. Sanjay Manjrekar gets nicely across there, gets the bat down on it. 4 runs, moment it left the bat. Beautifully played.
Now that could well be out. Manjrekar walks, ducks into it, and the ball coming off the glove. He took his eyes off the ball. That was the major problem for Sanjay Manjrekar.
Well, he was surprised by the short delivery from Chris Lewis. Didn't come up as much Manjrekar expected. Hit him on the glove, and a nice simple catch to the fielder, a third slip. Chris Lewis getting the breakthrough for England.
Well, that's what England wanted. They've been seeking this first wicket now for just over 9 overs. And the new batsman, Sourav Ganguly. One of the stars of this side as far as India are concerned.
Oh, that must have been close to the top edge.
Well, he's troubled him with this delivery as Chris Lewis. Again extracting quite a bit of bounce and movement. Very lucky Mongia to be still there.
Well bowled. And Lewis is quite hostile this morning in this spell with a new ball. Very well played too.
Yes, it is very well played by Ganguly, because this could easily get any player out. Just bouncing on him, hitting the glove, could have gone anywhere.
That's a very good shot. It is a class shot by Mongia. Getting into line with the ball and nice crisp follow through. Good punchy shot.
But in the slot for him.
Chris Lewis trying to use the crease there, but it was a very obvious move to the wide of the crease, and beautifully played. Lovely stroke down the ground.
In the air, but safe. Good slow ball. Received Mongia, and he still got 4 runs for it.
Yes, he played the shot well, considering it was almost a slower swing ball. It swung in the air and drifted further and further away from the batsman. Bowled, just turned him round because of the angle. Bowling wide left arm around. Ball pitching on the stumps. Turn him right round.
That's a cracking stroke. Can't be 100% certain that it went precisely where he wanted it, but he was hitting it away off the back foot on the offside square of the wicket.
Well, that's a very fine shot. Nice way to start the session for Ganguly. 50 up for India in the second innings. Graham Thorpe is the man at Silly Point who's parried that with his boot. Not too happy. He has got some shin guards on, but I suspect that's missed him. And Ganguly's still prepared to play these shots when that ball is up and wide. Well bowled. Well, Jack Russell seems to be covering all options. He's had a gentle appeal in case there was a bit of thin edge. He's reinforced it by pointing at the pad to ask, well, what about OBW? Always worth a shout. Not a great shot, but 4 runs nonetheless.
Well, the field is up. His intention is to hit it over mid-on, but not quite to the pitch of the ball, and that's why he ends up dragging it, closing the face of the blade.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Beautifully played. Now that was more of what we've come to expect from Sourav Ganguly as opposed to the previous Hoik. Four more. Oh, lovely shot. Well, he only had one ball in this over to face from Min Patel, but it was enough for another beautifully played boundary from Sourav Ganguly.
So Hick round the wicket. Really plays that shot well. What he does, he actually makes good ground with the front foot and also bends the front knee, where it goes right into the shot. He's had a marvellous time. He's got lots of runs, plenty of wickets. That's well bowled. There's nothing dull about Dominic Cork, as I say. That was really fine bowling. Very aggressive, very difficult to play. More runs. And a 100 comes up.
Well, little Mongia here, he just threw the kitchen sink at it. I don't think it was 500 for one. That would have been very nice for India.
And he's gone. And around the wicket. Can hardly believe it. Not surprised. He's been making so many runs. Getting out probably doesn't enter into his scheme of things, but he has played very well.
Watch this back foot here. It goes back a touch, gets stuck, doesn't really go anywhere, and then it falls into the position it ought to have been, or somewhere near that in the first place. He's batted very, very nicely. With Ganguly. Thorpe 48, a very nice and sound 48.
It's a good shot. a long half volley, but it still had to be hit, and that is precisely what Tendulkar did to it. Ooh, now there's a shot. If the long half volley should have been put away, that was one that was so beautifully timed with such exquisite footwork. Well done. Sliding is a relatively new thing in top-class cricket, but it can be very effective in saving a valuable second or so. Need to know how to do it. Great shot.
We've seen already with Sachin Tendulkar, he doesn't need much time in the middle or much room for an overpitch delivery or something slightly short.
Over the top. Perfectly safe from Sachin Tendulkar. That was a good yard and a half. 2 yards over the slips and 4 runs all the way. Nice, easy, lazy swing of the bat. And that's what it achieved. 6 runs to Sachin Tendulkar.
Beautiful piece of timing. There's minimum of effort. Just launching into it and hitting it over mid-wicket.
And first ball. Chris Lewis takes the catch. So Chris Lewis comes off. Alan Mullally comes on. Chris Lewis takes the catch. Alan Mullally takes the wicket.
Well, he just can't believe it. It's a gentle loosener. He's pitched it up to Mongia, angling away from him. And we've seen Mongia getting out to the drive so often in the series. Again, the ball just stopping onto him and carrying to Chris Lewis. So after a dogged innings, Mongia departs, and India lose their 3rd wicket for 140.
And the man replacing him is Rahul Dravid. A little bit of pain for Rahul Dravid. Just an awkward height for him.
Well, this one did bounce and hit him smack on the rib cage.
We're asking, getting nothing from it.
Well, may have just pitched outside the leg stump, and Tendulkar was playing forward. Very difficult to get a leg before decision.
Two bounces and 4 runs. Just a reminder of what he's capable.
Beautiful stroke. Might only be a small crowd here, but they've had some delights from Tendulkar already in a short innings. He's made 39 now and played some handsome strokes. That's a good shot. Dravid has not quite middled it, but he's hit it well enough to go for 4. Just about all the balls he's received from Mullally have been short. And he's gone. Short, 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 and then the one slanting across the body. Outside edge and taken by slip.
Well, I was mentioning this type of delivery, you see, it gets him on the front foot, where he's been peppered on the short stuff. And that was well bowled in the end.
And Azruddin comes out now to join his vice-captain.
Oh, hit that all right.
Played a couple of strokes so far in this innings that have been highlights of the day. That's another. That's bad luck. It was such a good shot it deserved 4. I wouldn't say that if I happened to be bowling. That's a half century for Tendulkar to go with the 100 he made in the first innings. Wonderful stroke. Absolute beauty.
Terrific shot. The economy of movement. One step back, right on the toes. The ball races away.
Patel has no chance of cutting that off. Well, that's a beauty. Lewis just tried to york him, and Tendulkar just gave it a little flick of the wrists, then followed through. By the time he'd finished his follow through, the ball was whistling on its way to the boundary. On the board.
It's in the air and beautifully caught. What a catch. Like just have jammed the fingers between ball and ground. Dominic Cork, the catcher. It was worth it. It was brilliant.
Well, he's always in the game, isn't he, Dominic Cork, whether he's batting, bowling or fielding. Azruddin would be disappointed, short of a length. Hit it, in fact, too sweetly in the air, and Dominic Cork diving forward, taking a brilliant catch.
As for Mohammad Azruddin, this may well be his last innings in this country in Test matches. Sad to see him go in poor form, but what a treat he's given us. Anil Kumble has gone out there now to join Sachin Tendulkar. That must be out. It was a bit of a slog. Alex Stewart really can't understand why there was another man around there as well. It's Mark Elam, but Sachin Tendulkar, in the spirit of bashing away for a century, plays a false shot and out he goes. To be fair to Mark Elam, it was on his side of the wicket. He was at mid-off. Warm applause for Sachin Tendulkar. Caught Stuart by Lewis, 74, acknowledges the applause. What a marvellous series he's had, and what great pleasure he's given the English crowds. So Srinath, Javagal Srinath, who's again played an important part in this series. That might well be out. It is. It looked to have fallen over a little bit.
It also seemed to keep a little low. There was out leg before in the first innings, and again this one coming back in. Close call. Only question was, would it have missed leg stump?
He'd taken no great stride forward. A little disappointed at the same time. LBW to Elam for 2. first wicket taker for India in the series. Prasad, he comes out to bat.
Three runs. 2 runs, as you were. Caught him. That's all over. He didn't want to go. In fact, it was like fielding practice. He just sliced it to Thorpe at first slip.
Getting some extra bounce for Mark Elam. He's having a very good day, picking up yet another wicket. Surprising Srinath with that. Could get his bat out in time. A simple catch to Graham Thorpe.
Venkatapati Raju is the last batsman. We presume that Rathore will not bat. Oh, that was a nasty one for Jack Russell. Well, I wonder where he hit him. This is Sheila, the Knots physio, coming out. What do you make of that, Sir Mortimer? Jack Russell seems to be fully repaired. In the air, caught. A 4th wicket for Mark Elam. A nice little catch. And that's a substitute fielder, Noel Guy. And we can confirm that it's an Indian declaration.
There was plenty of stroke play there in that Indian innings. A lovely knock from Tendulkar. Ganguly played very well once again. So too Mongia, back in there as a makeshift opener. 211 for 9, and the last 5 went down for 7 runs in just 29 balls. Nothing hanging to it at the end, and it was all just a little bit light-hearted. Now the bowling figures for England, nothing light-hearted about Mark Elam's show there. 14 overs, 5 maidens, 4 for 21. He had a good match, and I have a feeling that he might have solved England's problems at number 6 in the side. A bowling all-rounder is what they've been desperately seeking. They might just have found him. Mullally bowled well again, 2 for 36 in 13 overs. He provides a different angle there, left arm over the wicket. And Lewis and Cork have bowled well throughout the series, 2 for 50 for Lewis and 1 for 32 for Cork. Now this is the way it all finished up. The match was drawn. England won the series 1-0. India 521 and 211 for 9 declared. And England 564 all out. Cricket is a funny game. At the presentation ceremony, Michael Atherton received the Cornhill Insurance Trophy from Brian Schofield, sponsorship executive of Cornhill Insurance, together with £16,000. Now the player of the match was Sourav Ganguly, an outstanding performance from him. He's done very well, not just in this game, but as was shown by the fact that he was one of the players of the series, he's done well all the way through. Fine performance from a very good young cricketer, and England's player of the series was Nasser Hussain, 2 centuries for him, also a broken finger, but hopefully he will be fit by the time the next series comes along. David Gower spoke with the 2 captains and the players of the series.
Michael, congratulations, a good series win in the end.
Yeah, we won the game at Edgbaston and got 2 draws here after facing quite large Indian totals, so I was reasonably pleased, yeah.
Well, you made a big point at the start of the year. You wanted to start well. You realised you had an Indian side here that was slightly untested. You need good series against them, good series against Pakistan. Are you happy with the way it's gone overall?
So far, yeah, we've done half the summer's work. We won the Texacos against India in the Test match series, and we've got Pakistan to come. So we've done one half, and we're looking to do the other half as well.
Just as regards this particular Test match, 1 or 2 people were hoping that perhaps a more positive approach might have done something yesterday. Was that in your mind?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to bat till lunchtime today and get about a 200 lead and get India under pressure in the last 2 sessions, but a combination of some good bowling from India meant that we didn't get into that position, and that happens.
And so although it was destined to be a slightly dead last day, you've actually had quite a good workout for your bowlers. I was impressed with Mark Elam.
Yeah, he swung the ball. He swings it consistently, gets close to the stumps, and bowls a good line. He gets a bit of bounce as well, and you know, despite the fact he's only a short guy, but I thought he did well in his Test match debut. He looked composed with the bat, and he's obviously a player for us for the future.
Now, you've been experimenting at times through this series. It hasn't been the same side throughout the 3 matches. How much more experimentation do you expect to do this summer? Pakistan come up next, 3 Test matches against them. Are there going to be more changes, or are you just about settling down on a side now to see you through that series as well?
I think we've settled on a nucleus. We're just trying to fit in the final pieces of the jigsaw, if you like. There'll be 1 or 2 areas to discuss at the next selection meeting, but we've got a 2-week break now because of the Benson's final this Saturday, so we've time to ponder.
OK, well done. Congratulations. Good luck with that coming series. As the opposite side, of course, for you as Indian captain, nothing much really has gone your way.
Well, yeah, not really. I don't think we batted very well in the first Test match. I think the bad batting let us down in the Test match, and I think we did really bat well in the next 2 Test matches, but we could not force a win. I think the bowlers really bowled well without much luck. You know, I mean, they got wickets, but we needed to get wickets at the right time, which we did not.
Yeah, I suppose the missed opportunity might have been Lord's, where you could have had England out for a very low score in the first innings.
Well, that's right. You know, we let this things go away, drift away a little bit. You know, I mean, we got them 107 for 5, and then we just let them off the hook.
It's not been a great series, I have to say, for yourselves. Has that made leading the side harder?
Well, yeah, it was a little bit difficult. You know, I was struggling for runs. You know, I really tried my best, but nothing went for me, and I think I'll just try my best in the forthcoming matches to come. But I think it's a little bit difficult, you know, when you're not doing well. But I really enjoyed playing in England, and I enjoyed the batting of Saurav Ganguly and Rahul Dravid and Nasser Hussain. It really batted very well, and the bowling of Srinath and Prasad, it really did well. You know, they're the players for us and for the future. Yes,
at least from that point of view, you have players who've prospered on the tour. They are, I mean, wonderful discoveries, Ganguly and Dravid.
Well, that's right, and I hope they carry on this same work, and I don't want them to just relax after this.
Okay, so that's this tour finished. Are we going to see you back in this country again?
Well, I'm not sure. Probably not, or probably yes. Maybe next year in the county or whatever.
All right, well, thanks very much. I've always enjoyed your batting when it's been at its best. We're just sorry it didn't quite work this time.
Thanks very much.
Now, man of the match, man of the series for India, Saurav Ganguly. Congratulations to you. It's been a lovely start for you.
Yeah, it's been a good start for me, and I just want to carry on with it.
Well, you've learned obviously a lot on this first tour of England. Have you actually enjoyed the cricket here?
Yeah, I enjoyed the cricket. It was always a challenge because, you know, the ball was moving around right from the first day we came, and we really had to concentrate hard and apply ourselves to do well on this tour.
Well, you have been here before, haven't you? Not for Test match cricket.
Yeah, I've been here playing league cricket up in the league clubs, but I think it's a big difference between international cricket and league cricket.
Well, you've made a good start. There's a bit of a break now as far as India are concerned, but coming up this winter, this Western winter, there are a lot of Test matches for you. Australia, South Africa, potentially the West Indies. How much are you looking forward to that challenge?
Yeah, I think it'll be good for us because these are the 3 tough series, and to make yourself totally comfortable at international level and successful, you have to do well in all these 3 series. So I'm just looking forward to it.
We can always look forward to the fact that if you fail with the bat, there's always the ball as well. 2 more wickets today, or more wickets today.
Yeah, but I want to do both, bat and bowl.
All right, well, we wish you well. Congratulations on a wonderful series, sir. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And finally, England's man of the series, Nasser Hussain. How are the fingers?
Yeah, they're all right. Just the one of them's all right. Should be all right.
It looks dramatic, doesn't it, with 2 there?
Exactly. It looks better like that. Get a bit more sympathy. Now they'll be all right. Couple of weeks.
Well, it seems to have got better and better. I mean, you played well at Edgbaston under testing conditions. You were happier with this knock, though, were you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a better wicket, as you could see, and I just decided when I went in just to be positive, and if the ball was there to hit, it was a very good wicket at that time to bat on, and I was just pleased to get another 100.
Yes, well played. Now, you're going to be fit, are you, for the Pakistan series?
Yeah, you know, it's 2.5 weeks away. I'll be doing everything to try and get fit, try and get a game in between now and then. You know, we're not kidding ourselves upstairs, you know, as they're throwing things.
Might not be kidding yourself, but you're certainly getting attacked.
It's going to be a harder series, and we'll all work a bit harder. They got a really balanced side. They're going to be hard work, and if we can be 10% better, hopefully we can beat them as well.
That's what you need to be, is it 10% better?
Well, I think so. I think, you know, this lot are good, but the next lot are better, and we'll have to play better to beat them.
So you're looking forward to the challenge of batting at 3, taking on the likes of Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis.
And the grapes, yeah, take them all.
This is grapes and ice that's coming down here. It's lucky you wore the hat, I'm telling you.
I'm taking everything on here now. I mean, we're looking forward to it. You know, they're a good side. But I'm going to end this interview now. Thanks a lot, David.
I'm probably a good judge, Nasser. Thanks.